Hey, welcome everyone to another live stream. And yeah, so the news of the day is Florida Man. Yeah, Volume 1, banned by Reddit. Yeah, I read a little bit about it yesterday. Um, things I've been reading from Mike Barron. Um, he he never even mentioned anything about Comicsgate, so I don't know why they're banning him um, from that website. The comic book subreddit has over 1.2 million subscribers. Banned the promotion of Mike Barron and Todd Maroney's Florida Man Indiegogo. Florida Man editor and editor-in-chief of Bleeding Fool, Chris Barely, posted a link to the Indiegogo in the comic book subreddit and explicitly received an indication that the post has been removed by moderators. The reason for removal read, moderators remove posts from feeds for a variety of reasons, include keeping communities safe, civil, and true to their purpose. Bradley would, I think it's Bradley is how you pronounce it, Bradley, would also receive a personal ban for daring even to post the Florida Man comic book Indiegogo in the comic book subreddit. They cited his reason for being banned as comic book support. When asked why he was banned, a moderator responded, writing Comicsgate support is not tolerated in this subreddit, which is a pro-Comicsgate website like Bleeding Fool, and Comicsgate leaded crowdfunding campaign like those from Chris Barley. You've been permanently banned from participation. You've been permanently banned from participation in your comics. You can still view and subscribe to comic books, but you won't be able to post or comment. A note from the moderators. Comicsgate support. If you have a question regarding your ban, you can contact the moderator team for our comic books by replying to this message. Reminder from the Reddit staff. If you use another account to circumvent this subreddit ban, it can be considered a violation of the continent policy and can result in your account being suspended from the site as whole. I'm not sure how this works. How did it get banned? I thought it was cool. Comicsgate support is not tolerated on this subreddit, such as a pro-Comicsgate website like Bleeding Fool and Comicsgate-led crowdfunding campaigns like those from Chris Barely. Then it specifically mentions Comicsgate describing the popular movement as a hate group. Any form of bigotry or support of hate groups, such as Comicsgate, is not permitted. While debate and differing views are encouraged, please keep all discussions on topic and do not resort to personal attacks. As a general rule, don't be a jerk. The rule continues. Individuals of every demographic are important and deserve representation, both in media and creator behind media. Deliberately programming forms of erasure and belittling the wants and needs of other individuals, and similar complaints about forced diversity have no place in this committee. It includes posts with comments patterns meeting certain activity criteria, such as excessive amounts of rule-breaking comments may be locked at the moderator's team's discretion. Rule 1, be civil. Racial, sexual, homophobic, and cultural slurs will be resulted in a permanent ban. Do not disparage the differently blood or threaten or incite harm against other users, creators, or industry professionals. Any form of bigotry or support of hate groups such as Comicsgate is not permitted. While debate and different views are encouraged, please keep all discussions on topic and do not resort to personal attacks. As a general rule, do not be a jerk. Individuals of every demographic are important and deserve representation, both media and as creators behind media. Delivery propaganda forms of insurance, belittling the wants and needs of other individuals. Similarly, complaints about forced diversity have no place in this community. Posts with comments patterns meeting certain negative criteria and such exclusive amounts of rule-breaking comments may be locked in the moderator's team's discretion. So, yeah. That's the whole thing going on here. There's some more stuff here. Chris Barley issued a statement in Bounding into Comics in response to the comic book suburb banning promotion of Florida Man. It begins. I think the most annoying part of this is that creators like Mike Barron and Todd Maroney just want to create comic books and get them out there. It's a shame that anonymous moderator with an axe to grind can deplatform a user just because they disagree with something that was written somewhere else online. The statement continues. The trend of deplatforming is only one component of a broader crisis of free speech happening online throughout America. He added, furthermore, it seems incredibly toxic that a moderator can ban another user for personal reasons and not because the user broke any rules. Nothing about Comic Geek was posted on Reddit, nor the campaign. Bradley continued, at Bleeding Fool, our comment sections are open. We do not ban people unless they are being completely abusive. We have dozens of contributors who post their own opinions. Some of them, give me a moment here, just lost. Sorry, the page jumped on me and I lost my footing here. Bradley continued at Bleeding Fool. I'll reread it again. Bradley continued at Bleeding Fool. Our comment sectors are open. We do not ban unless they're completely abusive. We have dozens of contributors who post their own opinions, some of them contrary to one another. It is a pity that a site like Reddit has more exclusive of all perspectives, so dialogue and reason could prevail. I warned the moderators at Reddit are terrible, so I suppose I could have expected this, he concluded. Florida Man tells the story of Gary Dubba, bad day. He's got a snake in his toilet, a rabbit raccoon in his yard, and his girl Crystal is in jail for getting naked and licking the manager of a Waffle Castle. In order to get his girl out of jail, Duba, I think it's pronounced, turns to his best friend Floyd, has the two set out to sell Duba's Barry Bonds rookie card to order to pay Crystal's bill. And if you couldn't guess it, things are about to go wrong. Florida Man has currently raised, says here 3,559, but last time I checked, it's around 7,000, I believe. Yeah, it's right now at 7,500, 10,617 Canadian. Yeah, so and it's got 42 days left of the campaign. So I will leave a link here for the Florida Man if anybody wants to check it out. Support him. So I put a link here to his Indiegogo page. So if you want to support him, get him up to his goal or past his goal. Let's show these people that, here's a guy putting out a good story. He's done Nexus. He's done a whole bunch of books, comic books. Let's see if we can support him and get him to his goal there. So there is some more stuff here. Now I did see some stuff here. The Mandalorian creator Jon Favreau signals a new attitude towards Star Wars fans. The Mandalorian creator Jon Favreau recently signaled that Lucasfilms will take a new attitude towards Star Wars fans. Following the release of The Last Jedi, a film that fractured the Star Wars fandom, received a 43% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Lucasfilm and its employees took a very angologist approach to the fans. And director Rian Johnson led the way, describing Star Wars fans as man babies. After the film failed to resonate with fans, Johnson took to Twitter back in 2018, writing, "What we talk about when we talk about man babies." And the director would like to clarify in later tweets that he was only talking about a small minority of Star Wars fans. However, those statements would ring hollow as Johnson would continue to berate Star Wars fans, describing them as man babies. Johnson would then relish on the fact that he was blocking people criticizing him and his film. In July of 2018, Johnson would then describe the fans who disliked The Last Jedi as participating in violent harassment campaigns. In October 18th, he would suggest that fans not liking The Last Jedi were Russian bots. And it wasn't just fans, Johnson's amalgamated. Admiral Akbar actor Tom Rose detailed he was humiliated on the set by Rian Johnson. J.J. Abrams. Johnson wouldn't be the only one to have aggressive attitude towards Star Wars fans. The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker director J.J. Abrams, or Jar Jar Abrams, had words for fans as he claimed he had issues with women in Star Wars. Back in February 2018, he stated, "Their problem isn't Star Wars. Their problem is being threatened." He elaborated, "Star Wars is a big galaxy, and you can sort of find almost anything you want in Star Wars. If you're someone who feels threatened by women who needs to lash out against them, you can probably find an enemy in Star Wars." Abrams continued, You could probably look at the first film that George Lucas did, Star Wars: A New Hope, and say that Leia was too outspoken or she was too tough. Anyone who wants to find a problem with anything can find the problem. The internet seems to be made for that. Then he responded to fan criticism that The Last Jedi, indicating it would affect the rise of Skywalker, not in the least. There is a lot that I would like to say about it, but I feel it's too early to have an episode 9 conversation. Abrahams then stated, "I will say that the story of Rey and Poe and Finn and Reylo Ren, and if you look, there are 3 men, 1 woman, to those who are complaining that there's too many women in Star Wars. Their story continues in a way that I couldn't be more excited about, and cannot wait for people to see." Abrams and Johnson would be joined by former Star Wars novelist and comic book writer who described Star Wars fans as white supremacists in 2018. Another Star Wars author, Paul Kemp, described certain Star Wars fans as detestable. Kemp, who wrote The Lords of the Sith, took to Twitter where he posted, "Since I follow mostly political policy journalism folks, I'm late to the various fandom controversies. Caught wind of the latest in the Star Wars fandom. Let me share some brief comments." He added, "There are probably some followers of this feed who use the term forced diversity, SJW, or politically correct, or whatever or whatnot. If you're one of them, unfollow me. I don't merely disagree with you. He continued, if you're one of them, unfollow me. I don't merely disagree with you. I find you contemptible, detestable human being with whom I do not want to have even indirect contact. He then added, run back to your fellow neckbeards, insults, or whatever is you hang out with. Just stay clear of me, and thank you, F you. Needless to say, there is appeared to be an anti-globalist culture at Lucasfilms towards their own fans, especially Star Wars fans. Jon Favreau. That appears to be changing with Jon Favreau, the Mandalorian series. Speaking with Hollywood Reporter, Favreau indicated the Star Wars creators need to listen to fans. He explained, you put something out in the world and then it echoes back at you. You have to listen. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. You have to feel the energy of the audience. He continued, but when you come from comedy, and when I was doing improv back in Chicago, that's it. You have to read the room. You have to fill the room. You have to be in the community with the audience. You have to be part of it. Favreau would later add that the fact of the matter is much as we love working on Star Wars, we love even more making Star Wars for people. He added, and when other people are excited by it, dig what we're doing, and we are appreciated, that's good as it gets for us. So what do you think of Favreau's comments? Do you think they're on the way to yeah, I'll preach about it. Nope, it's not pre-recorded. Nope, it's live. We're live as we do this. If it was pre-recorded, I'd probably get out a lot of my stutters and be able to read a lot of the stuff a lot better. So yeah, you must have caught in the part where I was talking about Florida Man and the Mandalorian here. Yeah, I can't. I have to learn how to open up two different screens so I can see the messages coming in. So no, we're live. Yeah. So I'm reading everything from the screen here. Yeah, I'm not going to allow any of my fellow creators who want to go out and create good comic books. I am not going to back down from anybody. I don't back down from anybody. Tell me what to do for my stuff. If I want to work for anybody big, and they tell me I can't do this in my book, then I walk away. That's where I've been a self-creator all my life. I did Max Burger #1, #2 on my own. I didn't get anybody's feedback. I did show some of my artwork around to different people, but I don't have anybody dictate what I write. If somebody's working on a story, drawing the story from me, they make a suggestion and it sounds like it's reasonable that I can have it put into the story, yes, I'll have that done. But no, I'm not gonna back off from somebody telling me that I can't do this. And this is a crime going at Mike Barron about Florida Man. Um, so I'm going to support him as much as I can. Anybody that goes out and creates great comic books, I am here to support. I am not going to back down. I'm going to help. I'm going to help out as much as I can. You know. So, just looking at some stuff here. And I'm just looking at some titles here. It says Oscar Isaac implies that he's done with Star Wars unless he needs another house or something. Yeah, I noticed here Batman director Joel Schumacher has died. I didn't know he directed a movie called was it DC? I think it was DC Cabs or something. Actually, I kind of like that. And then he did Lost Boys. I remember Lost Boys, and yeah, I really liked his Lost Boy movie. Batman, I was kind of so it says here that famed and some infamous for his colorful take on Batman, veteran director Joel Schumacher has passed away. He was 80 years old. Deadline is reporting that the filmmaker died of cancer after a year-long battle, according to his representatives at IDPR. Born in 1939 in New York, Schumacher began his career in the fashion industry before transiting to Hollywood as a costume designer. He started making films as a screenwriter. His first credit was the 1976 low-budget comedy Car Wash. In the 80s, he began directing and making his debut with The Incredible Shrinking Woman, 1981, starring Lily Tomlin. Schumacher went on to direct some of the decade's most notable cult hits, including St. Elmo's Fire in 1985, DC Cab in 1983, the vampire teen flick The Lost Boys in 1987, the former starring Rob Lowe and Demi Moore, put him on the map, while later Bloodsuckers cemented his name even further. He was prolific in the 1990s directing Flatliners 1990 and Following Down. In 1993, before taking over for Tim Burton on Batman Forever, more primary colors and neon than its processor. His past movies, the film left many polarized. The follow-up, Batman and Robin, did its worst, sealing his fate in one of the franchise for 8 years. Last year, the director cleared the air about Batman and his sidekick often suspect relationship, declaring once and for all his estimation, they are not gay, not even in his movies. While he missed out on doing a darker caped crusader in the proposed Batman on Chain, he went darker anyway with trailers such as 8mm in 1999 starring Nicolas Cage and Phone Booth 2002 starring Colin Farrell, who played Penguin in Matt Reeves' upcoming The Batman. He and Riddler star Jim Carrey reunited in 2007 to collaborate on a numerical mystery suspense picture, the number 23. Schumacher also dabbed in music videos, directed the video for Seal's Kiss from a Rose, which headlined the Batman Forever soundtrack, as well as videos for NX and the Smashing Pumpkins. He also liked musicals. He wrote and directed the 2004 adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera, starring Gerhard Butler and Patrick Wilson. Steppenwolf actor Seren Hinds had a small role in that too. Schumacher is his second creative in a connection to Batman to die this month after writer Danny O'Neill. Yeah, so yeah, he's about the same age as my dad. My dad's 80 years old. He was born in 1939 as well. My dad is still alive and well. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, I had this on yesterday. A rumor that Michael Keaton is going to be playing Batman in the Flash movie. I don't think it's official. I think it's just they're in talks. That might fall through. He might not even decide to take it on. But be interesting what they do with Michael Keaton. All right. Now, here's something that's new here. It's UK TV broadcast Sky adds trigger warnings to several films, including Aliens and both versions of Disney Aladdin. Sky Broadcasting has recently added a disclaimer to several of the films offered on their Sky Cinema streaming service that warns viewers that a given film features elements that may cause offense today. Upon searching for certain films, viewers will be met with a description that reads, "This film has outdated attitudes, language, and cultural depictions which may cause offense today. You can see the trigger warning for Aliens below. This film has outdated attitudes, language, and cultural depictions, which may cause offense today. Sci-fi sequel starring Swag. It says here it may contain violence. So the list has been updated. Here's the list of them. The original Disney versions of Aladdin, Jungle Book, and Dumbo. The Jazz Singer, the 1927 film centered around a young Jewish man who defines family tradition. The Last Rebel, a 1938 musical set in the Civil War starring Shirley Temple. The 1939 cinematic masterpiece, Gone with the Wind. Audrey Hepburn's Academy Award-winning Breakfast at Tiffany's. The 1962 World War I drama Lawrence of Arabia, starring Peter O'Toole, Alex Guinness. The 1980 film adaptation of classic sci-fi serial Flash Gordon. Classic children's Avengers film The Goonies. Eddie Murphy's and Dan Aykroyd's abruptly named life-swapping movie Trading Places. Aliens, The Last Samurai, a Japanese period drama starring Tom Cruise. The Christopher Walken ping-pong comedy Balls of Fury. Ben Stiller's comedy Tropic Thunder, which features Robert Downey Jr. in blackface. Disney's 2013 remake of The Lone Ranger, starring Johnny Depp, the Tonto, and and the last one here is Disney's 2019 live-action remake of Aladdin. Come on, people! And it further goes on and says the spokesperson also confirms that this will be an ongoing process, adding, "We constantly review all content on Sky-owned channels and will take action where necessary, including adding additional information for our customers to allow them to make informed decisions when deciding what films and TV shows to watch." Really? Oh, man. Go out and buy some physical DVDs or whatever you can get on any kind of, even if you got a VCR still, go out and buy this stuff because all this stuff is going to get erased. So you got to go out and, I heard it on another stream or another video podcast. I'm trying to think of who said it. I think it was Odin from Odin's blog. He was on, I believe he was on Neurotic, and he was talking about getting and going out and buying the CDs because they're going to all disappear and we're not going to have any of this culture stuff. I'm going to imagine one of these days they'll be in some dark alleyway or something going, "Hey kid, I got this movie called Aliens. It was banned. This is a really cool movie." I don't know. Yeah, our economy, or not economy, but our culture, our entertainment is being taken away from us. We have to get up and speak about it. We can't let these people take our culture away from us. We can't allow that to happen. People they're gonna, we won't have anything. We'll be almost living in a communist country. No freedoms. It'll be 1984. But I'm looking over at Florida Man here. It looks like a well done book. The artwork looks nice. The coloring looks good. It has a creator of Mike Barron, the renowned author of numerous novels and several comic books for both Marvel and DC, The Flash, Punisher, and Star Wars. He's best known for Nexus, his groundbreaking science fiction indie comic book created with illustrator Steve Rude. Barron has won 2 Eisners and Ink Pot for his work on Nexus, which has been published in 5 languages, including French, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish. Barron's other creation includes Badger, Spike, Feud, The Hook, The Architect. Mike has also written for outlets like Cream, The Boston Globe, AARP Magazine, Madison, Fusion, Porte Magazine, and many others. I wonder if that's the Adult Magazine. That was out a long time ago. There's no Playboy. If you're hearing this, Mike, I'm just joking around. And Todd Maroney is the main illustrator on the book and is an accomplished freelance comic book creator himself. No stranger to crowdfunding projects. Todd's last effort was part of his Graveyard Shift Volume 2 supplemental comic, as well as his own creation, Initiation. His artwork has also appeared in the cover of Narcopolis, the Continuum from Heavy Metal Magazine. And the colors are by, hopefully I don't mess up his name, I do have a hard time pronouncing words, so it's Ishan Ashori is handling the interior colors. Ashori is a Indonesia native who attended the National Institute of Technology, Art, and Design with master's degrees in digital coloring. Chris Barley is handling the editing and marketing chores. Chris has involved with media and video productions for the past 20 years and is an accomplished producer. He is taking care of the promotional and editorial duties on this project as a newbie, so to be sure to direct all overlooked misspellings to him. He's also the managing editor of a geek culture internet journal known as Bleeding Fool. Several other brilliant artists have contributed their talents to this project already, including Joe Comstock, Brett R. Smith, Barry McKellen Jr., and more. Plus, we have a few surprises in store for our fans. So it sounds like a good stock of people. There's a lot of perks. You get a retro-style metal lunchbox with the Indiegogo campaign, an exclusive digital copy of the graphic novel, Florida Man Crystal Beach towel, official Florida Man t-shirt, yeah, so yeah, let me see. Oh, yeah. I was going to share my screen, but I can't do it. Yeah, I was going to show what was going on there, but I'll have to start doing this in Chrome, I guess. I do like Firefox. Yeah, so don't know how I'm going to close this off now. Oh, maybe I can do it here. Let's see. Oh, I might be able to do it. Huh, maybe not. No, it's not going to do it for me. Yeah, I'd like to share the screen with you guys, but it's not going to allow me to do that. And I can't get rid of it. All right. All right. Yeah, turn something off here. Yeah, I'll have to work on this later when I yeah, next time I come back in, I'll have to try to see if I can get it to work. I'm just trying to share my screen here with you to show you what I'm looking at, and I thought I could do it. I might have to do it on a different browser. Let's see what else is out there. So I'll read here. Into Oscar Isaac. Um, Implies he's done with Star Wars unless he needs another house or something. Star Wars actor Oscar Isaac, who plays Poe Dameron in the Disney sequel trilogy, recently implied that he has no intentions of returning to the franchise. In an interview with Deadline promoting his upcoming film, The Card Counter, with director Paul Schrader, Isaac was asked if he was more excited to working on the smaller project, indie project, or larger, big budget films like Star Wars. Isaac answered the question with a simple yes. Then he elaborated, yes, I enjoyed the challenges of those films and working with a very large group of incredible artists and actors, prop makers, set designers, and all that. It was really fun. It's not really what I was set out to do. Whoops. I'm loud music in here. Oh, I had to get rid of that. I must have clicked on something that played some music. Yeah, so got to go back to that again. Let's see if we can get away from the music this time. So yeah, if you can help Mike Barron out, I will put in. I'm going to put another link here. Once again, maybe it will get somebody coming in here too. We did have Suck. I think it's Suck the Thoughts. Yeah, maybe we'll get some more people coming in. Oh, we do have somebody that came in. It is live. We are live. Not pre-recorded. We're live. So, talking about the Florida man again. So help him out. Get him up to his goal. Prove all these people that are people are saying that he's Comic Gate and stuff. Why? I don't care if he's Comic Gate or not. You put out a good comic book and make good comic books for everybody to read. That's the main thing I care about. Let's get good comic books out. Let's not make crappy comic books that the rest of them are doing. I don't want to see any snowflakes or safe space or internet gas. Let's make good comics. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to help people. Let's get it. Just trying to see if I can find some. It looks like it's a bit slow in the comic book industry, except for Joel Dine, Schumacher, passing away at age 80. Now Nintendo here. Talking a little bit about games. I'm a Nintendo man, so it says here Nintendo Retro Studios is seeking job applicants for what appears to be Metroid Prime 4. Earlier this year, Nintendo announced that they were pretty much scrapping their development on Metroid Prime 4 and restarting. In January, Nintendo, Shinya Takashi, explained that their current development on the game did not meet Nintendo standards. He stated, ever since the announcement, we have not been able to give you an update. But as a result of continued development at that time, though it is very regrettable that we must let you know that the current development progress has not reached the standards we seek in a sequel to the Metroid Prime series. Tashi later added that we have determined that the current development status of the game is very challenged, and we have to make a very difficult decision as a development team. We have to decide to re-examine and develop structure itself and change it. Specifically, we decided to have the producer Kensuke Tenable to work in trust and collaboration with the studio that to develop the original Metroid Prime series, Retro Studios in the United States, and restart development in the beginning, Takahashi added. Then he stated that this change will essentially mean restarting the development from the beginning, so the completion of the game will be delayed from our initial internal plans. They have previously announced that the game was development back in 2017. As Takahashi explained, Retro Studios is the studio behind the original Metroid Prime series. The studio was founded in 1998, and it is a subsidiary for Nintendo. Their first game was Metroid Prime, and they went on to develop Metroid Prime 2, Echoes, and Metroid Prime 3, Corruption. Retro Studios posted a number of job applications for what appeared to be work on Metroid 4. The studio is also known for Donkey Kong Country and just ported their most recent game, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, into the Switch in 2018. They also worked on Mario Kart 7 for Nintendo 3DS. The expectation that they might gear up for Metroid Prime 4 comes from the fact that last month they posted an application for a writer that specially notes applications who have experience with already IP is a plus. Other job applications for Retro Studios include accounts payable, project accountant posted earlier this month, a lead lighting artist posted in May, a project manager posted in May, a level 4 lighting artist posted in May, an engineer department producer posted in March, a boss AI designer posted in March, a recruiter coordinator posted in February, an environmental artist posted in January, and a technical animator posted in January, among others. As Takahashi noted, it looks like they're pretty much starting from scratch on Metroid Prime 4. What do you make of this job listing? Do you think it is for Metroid Prime 4? So I think I'm going to be calling this stream a call. Be back in tomorrow. Going to make it a little longer maybe next time. So everybody take care. If you're on YouTube, click the notification and the subscribe, and smash the like button. And we'll chat everyone later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.